Live from the Gateway at the Mississippi in St. Louis, Missouri, it's time once again for the Pro Football League Game of the Week on the wide world of tabletop sports. Good evening, everybody. Brian Martin with you on a lovely Friday evening. We are getting ready for a big Eastern Division matchup between the Cleveland Crusaders and the homestanding St. Louis Archers. As you see the standings up to the minute, today Cleveland currently with a one-game lead over St. Louis with 2 weeks left to go in the season. Cleveland win tonight clinches the Eastern Division. A St. Louis win puts them in the driver's seat for the division, as they would have the second tiebreaker, which is divisional points. They would have 18 to 15, as this is also the final divisional game for both teams. Last chance for them to gain points and get a leg up on the standings. As we get ready for the game, let's go over these two clubs. Cleveland comes in with the first-ranked offense in the league. They are gaining 367.9 yards a game. Their rushing is first, but they're 10th in passing. First in rushing, 189.6 yards. 10th in passing at 178.3. But Cleveland has not thrown an interception this year, and that has been huge and has allowed them to not have to necessarily pass as much as they might if they were turning the ball over. 5th in third down conversions of 38%. On defense, they're giving up a league-leading 10.3 points per game, and they are second in total defense at 278.4, second in run defense at 92.2, second in pass defense at 206.4, but they lead the PFL in sacks with 26. Their quarterback is Shane Shepard, completing 66.8% of his passes for 1,808 yards, 13 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a 93.6 quarterback rating. And the running back tandem that are combined for 1,916 yards. Number one back, Brent Taylor, 1,029 yards, 5 touchdowns, 6.24 yards per carry. Brian Craig, 887 yards, 6 touchdowns, 7.33 yards per carry. And their leading receivers, Logan Lund, 65 catches for 526 and 4 scores. Taking a look at St. Louis, their offense is averaging 20.5 points a game, 4th overall, 4th in rushing, 5th in passing, 3rd in third down conversions at 42.1%. But it's the defense. Their second best defense on points, giving up 14.2 per game, but they are first in overall defense, rush defense, pass defense, and third down defense. They're giving up just 243.7 yards a game, 91.6 on the ground, 160.5 in the air, and only 25.7% on third down. Tonight's game brought to you by Biddy Beer, brought to you by Burger Hut, and brought to you by Econo Brew. And we'll be hearing from them later on in the broadcast. But we're ready to go. The players are ready, the referees are ready, the fans are ready. Sellout crowd here in St. Louis. It's the Gateway at the Mississippi, and the kickoff coming up here for St. Louis. Wade Webb will kick it off 67 yards. It's into the end zone for a touchback, and that will bring up Cleveland with a first down and 10 from their own 25-yard line as we start the game off. Shepard under center. Short pass is complete to Jake Avery for 5 yards. A reminder for folks who have not watched before, or who have watched and haven't seen the game in a while. This is the run call. This is the defense call. It's the offense and defense call. Offensive calls are red for run, green for pass. Defensive calls are red for run, green for pass, yellow for safe, and blue for blitz. So I probably won't read the offense and defense. If you can keep track of the colors, as soon as I click the play button, that is the play combination. It's there. And that play combination does change throughout the game, but it's right after I click this middle button that says play call. Those will be the two things. So you could follow along in charts if you wanted to try and figure out what the dice rolls were. But in this case, Shane Shepard to Jake Avery is complete for 5 yards and a first down. It's going to be second down and 5 from the Cleveland 30. Brian Craig will go inside and gain 2 yards, and that will bring up a third down and 3 from the Cleveland 32. Williams coming off the bench. Craig Williams is what we call the flex back. He's a receiver and back in the league, and so he's runs outside for a loss of a yard And so it brings up 4th down and 4 from the Cleveland 31, 13-12 left in the opening quarter. Cleveland will punt the football. Brian Goldman hits a high arcing punt. Darrell Johnston puts his arm up, signals for the fair catch at the St. Louis 24, where it is now 1st down and 10 for St. Louis. Their first possession of the ball game. Just want to check something here real quick. Yep, got it. And 1st and 10, 13 minutes left in the opening quarter. Franklin outside, down the sideline, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Roosevelt Franklin, 76 yards on the opening play from scrimmage, and St. Louis has a 6-0 lead. Cleveland has given up 92 yards a game. They give up 76 on the first play from scrimmage. For St. Louis, this place has gone crazy. Wade Webb's point after is good, and with 12:48 to go in the opening quarter, St. Louis 7, Cleveland nothing, and the kickoff coming. Webb once again boots one into the end zone for touchback. And Cleveland will once again set up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. First down play, Brent Taylor, his first carry of the afternoon, 2 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 8. Shepard looking for Johnny Harding. That pass is incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down and 8. And Shepard's pass for Logan Lund is also incomplete. Brings up a 4th down and 8. So Cleveland another quick 3 and out. They will punt. Goldman punts one end over end, and the ball lands at the St. Louis 30 and rolls dead at the St. Louis 23-yard line, where St. Louis will take over 1st down and 10 at their own 23. 7-0, 11:36 left in the opening quarter. Wesley Pierce runs inside for 8 yards. Pierce has scored 10 touchdowns on the season for St. Louis. Got to mention that in the opener. We'll catch some of these stats up later. 2nd down and 2 at the St. Louis 31-yard line. Childers, short pass to Brett Walker, complete for 12 yards and a 1st down. Let's check. Yep, forgot to mark it. I have to mark when the drive starts and ends, otherwise my drive charts don't work. 1st down and 10 at the St. Louis 43-yard line. 10:24 left, opening quarter. Wesley Pierce, inside run, no gain, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Childers back to pass, gets it to John Travis, complete for 7 yards, and that is going to bring up a key 3rd down and 3 from the midfield stripe. Childers pass to Brett Walker, complete for 6 yards, another 1st down. A reminder, the purple in this area right here means that the play or penalty as accepted is enough for a 1st down. This little symbol here, when it lights up, means we have to move the sticks. 1st and 10 from the Cleveland 44, 8:36 to go. On the move, 5 plays, 33 yards here in a 3-minute drive. Childers short pass to Brian Blake, complete for 7 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 3. Childers' medium pass intended for John Travis is incomplete. Brings up a 3rd and 3 from the Cleveland 37. Wesley Pierce rumbles inside. Gain of 6. 1st down and 10 at the Cleveland 31. Pierce 3 carries, 14 yards in the ball game. 1st down, Roosevelt Franklin. First touch since he blew that 76-yard play, 6 yards on the inside. 2nd down and 4 from the Cleveland 25. Franklin inside again, stopped for no gain. Brings up a 3rd down and 4. Childers looking deep in the end zone for Brett Walker, incomplete. And that will bring up 4th down and 4 from the 25. St. Louis will trot out the field goal unit, and they will kick the field goal. And the snap is fumbled, picked up by Dennis Johnson. He rumbles for 21 yards before he's finally brought down. And it's a missed field goal, ends the drive, and Cleveland will get the ball at their own 46-yard line. A break for Cleveland on the fumbled snap. Could have been down 10-0, but instead trail 7-0 with the ball. 5:36 to go. 1st and 10 from their own 46. Craig runs inside for 3 yards. Brings up a 2nd and 13. Shepard to Avery over the middle for 12. Gets the ball to the St. Louis 45-yard line where it's now 3rd and 1. Big 3rd and 1. And it's a bad snap. Shepard has to fall on the ball and loses a yard. 4th and 2 from St. Louis 46-yard line. Even though it's early, we roll to see if they will go for a fake punt this early. They do not. So they will go with a coffin corner kick. Only trailing 7-0. And Brian Goldman's punt is a line drive punt, sails out of bounds at the St. Louis 7-yard line, so it's 1st down and 10 for the Archers with 4:12 to go in the opening quarter. 7-0 Archers. Franklin inside for 2 yards. Brings up a 2nd down and 12. From the St. Louis 5. Childers looking for Franklin in a swing pass. Incomplete. 3rd down and 12. And Childers looking for Brett Walker down the sideline is incomplete. 4th down and 12 from their own 5-yard line. St. Louis has to punt. Cleveland's going to win the field position battle here. The punt. It's blocked. Travis Miller's punt is blocked and it rolls out of bounds out through the end zone. That's a safety. That is a safety. And it's 7-2. So a safety, and now it's 7-2. With 2:48 left to go in the opening quarter, St. Louis will kick the free kick. And Travis Miller's punt sails 49 yards and out of bounds, and Cleveland will take over at their own 31-yard line with a 1st down and 10 and a chance to take the lead. Craig runs outside for 8 yards. 2nd down and 2 at the Cleveland 39. Craig inside and stopped for no gain for another crucial 3rd down and 2. Cleveland 0 for 3 on 3rd down. They have no first downs in the ballgame and 24 net yards. Shepard intended for Harding. Incomplete. Brings up a 4th down and 2, and Cleveland will punt the football again. Goldman, this one's high, and it is deep. And Darrell Johnston again waves for the fair catch at the St. Louis 9-yard line, where it's now 1st and 10 for the Archers, leading 7-2 with 1:12 to go here in the first quarter. Childers looking for Walker. Incomplete. Brings up a 2nd and 10. Childers looking for Brian Blake. Also incomplete. That brings up a 3rd down and 10. And then Wesley Pierce takes a small pass for 3 yards, gets out to the 12, and that's all she wrote. And St. Louis has to punt again from deep in its own territory. This one is a 57-yard punt all the way down to the Cleveland 31-yard line. They will return it 7 yards, and they will start the second quarter. This means the end of the first quarter. They will start the second quarter with a 1st down and 10 from their own 38-yard line. As the first quarter comes to a close with the score, the St. Louis Archers 7, the Cleveland Crusaders 2. Let's take time out and hear from our friends at Bitty Beer. They say it's the blend of hops, rice, and barley that gives Bitty Beer its distinctive taste, but we know better. It's our brewing process that gives our beer that one-of-a-kind flavor that no premium beer can match. Our vats have never been cleaned, so there's an itty-bitty bit of history in every can. Bitty Beer, a beer for folks who can't afford better. All right, we're ready for the second quarter of play. Cleveland taking over just at the start of the quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 38, trailing 7-2. Brent Taylor runs inside for loss of a yard, brings up second down and 11. Shepard, screen pass to Harding is complete for 11 yards, but there's a flag on the play in Cleveland being called for holding, and St. Louis will accept to set up a second down and 21 from the Cleveland 27. Shepard, screen pass to Logan Lund is complete for 15 yards to bring up a 3rd and 6. 3rd and long from the Cleveland 42. And Shepard looking for Barry Wilson. And that goes a begging. 4th down and 6, and Cleveland will have to punt yet again. 0 for 5 on 3rd down. Goldman's punt loops up and is going to be downed at the 11-yard line, where St. Louis takes over 1st and 10 from the 11. 13-12 to go in the opening half. Childers, a screen pass to John Travis, complete for 9 yards. Brings up a second down and 1. Childers complete to Brian Blake for 6 yards. St. Louis out to their own 26-yard line, 1st down and 10. 2 for 5 on 3rd down is St. Louis, and 5 first downs in the afternoon. Childers, pass to Brett Walker, complete for 6 yards. Brings up a 2nd and 4. Childers, 8 of 14 for 56 yards in the ball game. Brett Walker's 3rd catch for 24. 2nd and 4, intended for Blake, is incomplete. 3rd down and 4. Wesley Pierce with a run, his 4th carry of the afternoon, 15 yards and a 1st down to the St. Louis 47-yard line. 4 carries, 29 yards for Pierce. 1st and 10. 10:36 to go in the opening half. Franklin runs inside for 8 yards, brings up a 2nd down and 2. And Wesley Pierce inside for a yard, brings up a 3rd down and 1. 7 plays in the drive so far, 45 yards, 3:48 of time. 3rd and 1, Cleveland 44-yard line, 9:24 left in the first half. 7-2 St. Louis. Childers, screen pass to Blake is complete for 16 yards. Another 3rd down conversion. They're 4 for 7 on the day with 7 first downs. 1st and 10 from the Cleveland 28. Franklin inside for 2 yards. 2nd and 8. Franklin inside for 2 more yards. 7 carries, 92 yards, and a touchdown for Franklin. 3rd and 6. Big play here for Cleveland to hold on, and they do. 4th down and 3 after a gain of 3 by Walker. And Cleveland will trot the field goal unit out again with 7 minutes left in the first half. And Wade Webb's 39-yard field goal attempt is good. And with 6:48 to go in the opening half, St. Louis 10, Cleveland 2. Here's the kickoff. Webb with a short kickoff, fielded at the 5-yard line by Barry Wilson. He returns it 22 yards out to the Cleveland 27-yard line. 1st down and 10, 6:36 left in the opening half. Cleveland with just 38 yards of total offense as Brian Craig busts one for 9 yards, brings up a 2nd down and 1. 6 carries for 15 yards for Craig. 2 carries for 1 yard for the leading rusher in the league, Brent Taylor, who came into the game with 1,029 yards. 2nd and 1 at the 36. Craig inside, stopped for a loss of a yard, brings up 3rd down and 2. Another 3rd down play. Craig Williams inside for just a yard as St. Louis's run defense comes up big again. Cleveland's going to punt from deep in their own territory. 4:48 left. Goldman's punt. All the way back to the St. Louis 23 where Daryl Johnson makes the fair catch. 1st and 10 for the Archers at their own 23. Cleveland now 0 for 6 on 3rd down. Franklin gets the run. Rambles through right tackle inside for 21 yards and a 1st down. Roosevelt Franklin now over 100 yards on the day, 113 on 8 carries. First and 10 at the St. Louis 44. Childers passes to John Travis for 7 yards. Brings up a second down and 3. 3:24 to go. Childers, a screen pass this time to Brett Walker for 6 yards and another first down. St. Louis with 9 first downs in the game. 2:48 left. Childers has got a screen pass to Walker for 11 yards. There's a flag on the play. It's for Cleveland for offsides. That means St. Louis will decline the penalty, take the play, and get a first down. And they're now inside the 35 at the Cleveland 32-yard line. First and 10. Franklin inside for 3 yards. Brings up a second down and 7 as we get the 2-minute warning. Childers falls on the ball. Bad snap and a loss of 1. Brings up 3rd down and 8. Now you'll notice the clock didn't move. I've determined on that play that because the plays are in 12-second intervals in the game, that it's a zero. It's a zero. It's not even a play. It's not enough to make the play. And some people would argue that should be 12 seconds or 8 seconds under 2 minutes. I play no time off the clock. It doesn't affect the game at all. I've never had a game decided by that extra play that I'm aware of. 3rd down and 8. Let's double check that with the play-by-play. Yep, 3rd down and 8 at the Cleveland 30. St. Louis looking to go up by a big margin. And Childers' pass intended for Thomas is incomplete. Brings up a 4th and 8. And once again, the field goal unit will come on to attempt a 48-yard field goal. The kick by Wade Webb is up. The kick is no good. No good. So they've had one fumbled snap. They had one that Wade missed. And it's 10-2 with St. Louis. Could be up by easily 15, 16 points, but they've stalled in Cleveland's offensive end. Again, a tribute to Cleveland's defense, but they have given up 244 yards, which is more than their average for the season. So, and they've done that in just one half of play. First down and 10 for Cleveland at their own 30-yard line with 1:44 to go in the opening half. Brent Taylor runs inside for 3 yards, and Cleveland will call the first of its 3 timeouts. And I just want to remind everybody that because the game doesn't know that there's a timeout coming, the game cannot automatically reduce the time of the play, so it runs the full length of the play, and then the timeout gives 16 seconds back. So you'll see the clock drop down and then go back up as the time is put back on the clock. So it's not cheating. It's just the only way that this can be done the way I programmed it. I'm sure now that I know a lot more about Excel, I could program it differently, but I'm happy with what I have. I don't want to mess with it too much. So a second down, we'll check the play-by-play. A second down and 7. 1:36 left in the opening half. Craig runs inside. Loss of a yard. He fumbles, and Brent Taylor, his tight end, recovers, and Cleveland keeps the football. See if he gets a return. He does not. Taylor just falls on the ball, and it brings up a 3rd down and 8. Change that. Second down, because I haven't recorded the play yet. Record the play first, and then go to 3rd down and 8. With 1:28 to go, Cleveland at their own 32-yard line. Williams runs inside for 4 yards, and that's going to bring up another 4th down. Cleveland 0 for 7. 0 for 7 on 3rd down. They will punt the football. And Goldman is back to punt. They're coming after it. It's blocked and scooped up by Tyrone Pate. And he's hauled down at the Cleveland 26-yard line. And what a fortuitous turn of events. St. Louis gets a block kick. They're at the Cleveland 26-yard line with 56 seconds left in the opening half. Let's see what they can do in 56 seconds. They have all 3 timeouts. First down play. Pierce runs outside for no gain. And so St. Louis will call the first of its 3 timeouts. 48 seconds left in the opening half. Pierce outside for 3 yards. Brings up a 3rd and 7 as St. Louis calls its second timeout. 3rd and 7 at the 23. Childers pass incomplete, intended for Blake Bryan. And it's a 4th and 7. They'll trot the field goal unit out again. Wade Webb's 41-yard field goal attempt. This time he makes it after 2 previous misses. Two misses earlier in the day. His second field goal of the game. And St. Louis leads it 13-2 with 24 seconds left in the opening half. The kickoff, Webb will kick off for 63 yards, so it's a short kickoff. Cleveland will get a chance to return it, and Darrell Johnson, with a return of 28 yards, gets it out to the 30-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 Cleveland at their own 30 with 16 seconds left. They're going to run a play and try and get it close enough to be able to run the Hail Mary. You notice the button is red. They're not close enough yet to run that play, but they can get one here. You can run on a 76-yard touchdown run for all I know. 1st and 10 Cleveland, their own 30-yard line. Here's the play call. It's blown dead. Cleveland with a false start. And that's going to back them up 5 and make it 1st down and 15 with 16 seconds to go. Craig runs inside for 2 yards, and that will do it. And they're not even going to try and call timeout. And they'll save their bullets for later. And at the end of the opening 30 minutes of play here in St. Louis, your score: the St. Louis Archers 13, the Cleveland Crusaders 2. Cleveland will kick off to St. Louis to open the second half. And we'll be back in 60 seconds. Give my voice a rest, get a beverage, and we'll be back for the second half. And when we come back in the second half, we'll hear something from our good friends at Econo Brew. How about that? See you in 60 seconds. We're back for second half action. Let's take a look at the numbers of the first half. Cleveland with no first downs, 0 for 7 on 3rd down, and 51 yards of total yardage. St. Louis, 10 first downs, 4 for 10 on 3rd down, 247 yards. For Cleveland, Shane Shepard, 3 of 7 for just 32 yards. And Brian Craig leads rushers with 9 carries for just 11 yards. And Jake Avery has 2 catches for 17 yards. For the Archers, Brett Childers is 13 of 22 for 99 yards. Roosevelt Franklin, 9 carries, 116 yards, and a touchdown. And Brett Walker has caught 5 balls for 41 yards in the game. 247 total yards for St. Louis. That is 39 more than Cleveland is used to giving up in a game. St. Louis gets the kickoff to start the second half, and Corey Cook puts it into the end zone for a touchback. So the Archers will start their second half at their own 25-yard line with a 1st down and 10. Opening play is Childers looking to pass to John Travis, but it's incomplete, and it will bring up 2nd down. Wesley Pierce runs inside. Ball is loose. Brett Walker comes up with the ball. St. Louis keeps the ball, but they gain nothing. And Walker does not return the ball, so it brings up 3rd down and 10 from the 25. St. Louis has had 2 fumbles today, but they got them both. So that's been good, but Childers' short pass intended for Brett Walker is incomplete. And it'll bring up 4th down, and St. Louis will have to punt the football. Travis Miller shanks one. Oh, hit it off the side of his foot. And let's see where the referees spot it. They will spot it out of bounds at the Cleveland 44-yard line. You don't want to set Cleveland up with short field position. Their running game has not gotten going yet here in this opening half. Let's see what happens here in the second half. 14-12 to go third quarter. 13-2 St. Louis. Cleveland 1st and 10 from their own 44. Shepard looking for Logan Lund on a screen pass. It's 6 yards and he's out of bounds. 2nd down and 4 at midfield. Taylor outside, lost a yard. The league's leading rusher, 4 carries, 3 yards in the game. 3rd and 5. Shepard looking for Barry Wilson, and that's incomplete. And Cleveland now 0 for 8 on 3rd down. Again, we'll have to see if they'll go for the fake punt. It's still early, but they're down by 11. They will not go for the fake punt. Instead, they'll coffin corner kick it. And Brian Goldman's kick sails high and angling out of bounds, but it doesn't go out of bounds. It drops and rolls and is down at the 3-yard line where the Archers will take over first down and 10. Childers' first pass is a short pass to John Travis, complete for 12 yards. That's Travis's fourth catch in the ball game for 35 yards. First and 10. St. Louis out of the shadow of the goalpost at their own 15-yard line. Wesley Pierce runs inside for 2 yards. Second and 8. 10 carries, 34 yards for Pierce. Pierce again, this time for 7 yards. Sets up a third down and 1 from the Archer 24-yard line. Sean Green runs out of bounds, but at no gain. He tried to reach for the sticks but couldn't get there. Fourth down, and St. Louis will have to punt. Travis Miller hits a whopper of a punt. 63 yards on the fly, fielded to Cleveland 13. They'll make the return. Darrell Johnson trapped, turned, spun around, loses 2 yards. And Cleveland will take over at their own 11-yard line with a first down and 10. 10:24 to go in the third quarter. Shane Shepard back to pass, and he's sacked by Willard Reed. A loss of 9 on the play. Second down and 19 from the Cleveland 2. The team with the most sacks just gave up one. Shepard, medium pass to Brian Craig, complete for 5 yards. Brings up a third and 14 from the Cleveland 7. And Shepard looking for Barry Wilson. That pass is incomplete. Fourth down. Cleveland has to punt. 0 for 9 on third down this afternoon. The punt is going to bounce 2 or 3 times and finally down to the St. Louis 49-yard line, a 44-yard punt. And St. Louis takes over first and 10 at their own 49-yard line. Bobby Donaldson is seen warming up on the Cleveland sidelines. He may be coming in on the next series to spark the offense. First and 10 for St. Louis. 8:48 left in the third quarter. Archers lead 13-2. Pierce runs inside for 3 yards. Second down and 7. Childers looking to Roosevelt Franklin. He gets 5 yards, but there's a flag on the play. And the referees indicate it's holding against St. Louis. That'll be a 10-yard penalty, bringing up a second down 17 from their own 42. 8 minutes to go. Pierce again inside for 7. It seems that St. Louis realizes they're keying on Franklin, and so Pierce has 13 carries for 51 yards. Third and 10 from the 49. 7:24 to go. Childers, medium pass to Brett Walker. He's chased around in the backfield. He drops the football, but Roger Thomas is there to catch the ball for St. Louis. Pick up the ball for St. Louis. Let's see if he returns it at all, and he does not, but it's going to bring up fourth down. St. Louis just kept going backwards. Another punt from the 41-yard line. Travis Miller, booming one. Down to the Cleveland 7. It's picked up by Darrell Johnson. He returns it 7 yards, but there's a flag on the play, and Cleveland is called for an illegal block in the back, half the distance to the goal line. First and 10 from the Cleveland 4. Shepard looking for Brent Taylor. That pass is incomplete. And Cleveland's going to go for the quarterback change. Shepard's been called to the sidelines. 5 of 12 for 43 yards. Here comes Bobby Donaldson. Now, Shepard, I believe, has taken every single pass this year for Cleveland. Let me take a look at my stats book over here. And it looks like... No, Donaldson has played before. He's 64.5% completions, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, a 120.6 quarterback rating. So he has an opportunity here to jumpstart the Cleveland offense. Second and 10 from their own 4-yard line. Make one small change here. Okay, there we go. Second and 10. Craig gets the ball, runs inside for 10 yards. That is Cleveland's first down of the game. They're at their own 14-yard line, already a jump start. Donaldson, short pass to Logan Lund, complete for 5 yards. Brings up 2nd and 5 from the 19. And Cleveland gets called for a delay of game penalty. Makes it 2nd down and 10. From the 14. Donaldson looking for Jake Avery, incomplete. 3rd down and 10. Williams runs outside for 2 yards, and once again, Cleveland 0 for 10 in the game. On 3rd down, they'll punt again. From their own 16, Goldman back to punt. It's blocked again. Goldman falls on the ball at his own 13-yard line. Turned over on downs. St. Louis with the ball at the Cleveland 13-yard line. Goldman has had 2 punts blocked this afternoon by St. Louis. 1st and 10 from the Cleveland 13. Childers to Franklin for 4 yards on the screen pass. 2nd down and 6 from the 9. Franklin barrels inside for a yard. First carry for him in a long time. 3rd and 5 from the 8. Childers looking for Brett Walker, incomplete. St. Louis will trot out the field goal unit one more time on a 4th and 5. Webb's 26-yard field goal attempt is good. And with 2 minutes and 48 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, St. Louis 16, Cleveland 2. Wow. That is a league record, by the way, 2 blocked punts in a game. St. Louis has that distinction. And the kickoff coming. And Wade Webb just boots it completely through the end zone for a touchback. And Cleveland will be set to take over 1st and 10 at their own 25. 1st and 10, 2:48 to go in the 3rd quarter. Donaldson. Short pass to Johnny Harding, complete for 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. Donaldson looking for Craig, that is incomplete. Brings up another dreaded 3rd down for Cleveland. And Donaldson finally connects. Logan Lund, 15 yards, 1st down. Cleveland's 2nd 1st down of the game, their first 3rd down conversion. Ball is out to their own 47-yard line with 1:24 left. Donaldson complete to Jake Avery for another 1st down. Into St. Louis territory for the first time in the ball game. 1st and 10 from the Archer 42, 48 seconds left. Donaldson to Avery, short and complete for 4. 2nd down and 6. Final play of the 3rd quarter. Taylor runs outside. Out of bounds after a gain of 8. Another 1st down. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter with a score. St. Louis 16, Cleveland 2, and now a word from Burger Hut. 2 beef and soy patties, unidentifiable sauce, wilted lettuce, surplus cheese, onion powder, and a plain bun. That's the recipe for our signature Mac Grande. In a national taste test, people preferred our Mac Grande 3-1 over their local bowling alley burger. And at Burger Hut, your money goes a long way toward shareholder dividends. Burger Hut, more than just a burger, more than just a hut. All right, 4th quarter coming up. Cleveland trailing 16-2. They have the ball at the St. Louis 30. They're driving. 1st down and 10. They get a false start penalty. That's inexcusable. Right out of the quarter break, and they get a false start penalty. 1st and 15 from the 35. Donaldson, a short pass to Johnny Harding, complete for 3 yards, brings up a 2nd down and 12. Taylor inside for 5 yards. Taylor, 6 carries, 16 yards for the league's leading rusher. 3rd and 7 from the St. Louis 27. 8 plays, 48 yards, 4 minutes on this current drive. Donaldson looking for Harding, it's incomplete. Brings up a 4th down and 7. Because they're trailing in the game and it's the 4th quarter, we'll check to see if they go for a fake field goal. They do not. Field goal unit trotting onto the field. And the kick by Corey Cook, 45 yards, is up and good. And so with 13:24 left in the game, St. Louis 16, Cleveland 5. Here's the kickoff. And Cook once again booms one right out of the end zone for a touchback. And St. Louis takes over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Childers to Travis, complete for 5 yards and out of bounds. 2nd down and 5. Childers 17 of 29 for 112 yards. Travis, that was his 5th catch for 40 yards. 2nd and 5. Childers under pressure. Takes off. It's going to be a quarterback run, and he runs outside for a yard. 3rd down and 4 at the St. Louis 31. Big play here. Childers in passes intended for Blake. It's incomplete. Flag on the play. St. Louis is whistled for holding, but the Crusaders will decline the penalty and set up 4th down and 4 at the St. Louis 31. They will punt the football. It's another high, booming punt by Travis Miller, fielded at the Cleveland 6 by Darrell Johnson. He spins around, winds his way through defenders, back for 15 yards, and a 1st and 10. 12 minutes to go in the game. Cleveland at their own 21-yard line with a 1st and 10. Taylor runs outside for 9 yards. Brings up a 2nd and 1. Donaldson looking for Harding. Incomplete. 3rd down and 1. Williams inside for 2 yards. And another 1st down. And 2 for 13 on 3rd down. Only 5 first downs and only 133 yards of offense for Cleveland. 1st and 10 at their own 32. Donaldson goes short to Avery for 6 yards. Brings up a 2nd down and 4. Looking for short pass for Avery is incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down and 4. Craig outside, flag on the play. St. Louis is called for defensive holding. They'll accept the penalty and take the 1st down at the Cleveland 43-yard line. Take it any way you can get it, boys. Donaldson, short pass. Avery spins at midfield, takes the ball across midfield and into St. Louis territory. It's a 27-yard gain and a 1st down at the St. Louis 30. 1st and 10. 9 minutes to go. Donaldson going for Craig, complete for 4 yards, brings up 2nd down and 6. Donaldson back to pass, looking end zone. Brent Taylor, touchdown! Brent Taylor with a touchdown. And we've got us a ball game. 16-11. Cleveland will line up for the 2-point play. Here's the play. Craig bursts up the middle for 2 points. 16-13. Craig with a 2-point conversion in the ball game. And this game is on. 8:12 to go. Cleveland trying to claw back in this one. The Eastern Division Championship on the line for them. Kickoff now coming. Cook kicks it into the end zone. It's downed in the end zone. And it'll bring 1st and 10 for St. Louis at their own 25. 8:12 to go in the ball game. 1st and 10. Childers. Short pass is complete to John Travis for 13 yards. 1st and 10 from the Archer 38. Childers another screen pass, this time to Brian Blake for 6 yards. Makes it 2nd down and 4. Franklin with a carry. Inside run for 7 yards. And another 1st down, only his 2nd carry of the second half. 11 carries, $124. And that big 76-yard touchdown. 1st and 10. Ball just inside the Cleveland territory at the 49. 6:24 to go in the game. Childers, short pass to Brian Blake, complete for 13 yards. And another 1st down. 14 first downs for St. Louis in the ballgame. 320 yards in total. 1st and 10 at the Cleveland 36. Pierce runs inside for no gain, but Cleveland is flagged for offside. And St. Louis will take the penalty to set up a 1st and 5 at the Cleveland 31. Franklin runs inside for 2 yards, brings up a 2nd and 7. Or loss of 2 yards, I'm sorry. Double check that. A loss of 2 yards. I missed the minus sign. 2nd and 7 from the 33. Franklin inside for a loss of 2 more. Brings up 3rd down and 9 from the 35. Big play here. St. Louis delay of game penalty. Brings up 3rd and 14. They're just now out of field goal range. Brett Walker down the sideline. Childers got him and out of bounds. 1st down at the Cleveland 16-yard line. 4:12 to go. Could have been the backbreaker for Cleveland. 1st and 10. Childers screen pass to Franklin, complete for 5 yards. 2nd and 5 at the 11. Franklin gains nothing on the outside run. Brings up 3rd and 5. Green inside, loses 2. Back to the 13. They'll bring on the field goal unit one more time. This will be from 31 yards away. Wade Webb's kick is up. The kick is good. And with 2:12 left in the game, St. Louis 19, Cleveland 13. Cleveland has all 3 timeouts left in the ball game. Here's the kickoff. Webb kicks it into the end zone. It's a touchback. 75 yards and 2:12 to go. It's do or die for Cleveland. First play, Craig is inside for 8 yards. That's a 1st down. I'll bring up 2nd down. Cleveland will call its first timeout to get an extra play before the 2-minute warning. 2:04 to go in the opening half. 2nd and 2 from their own 33. Donaldson, short pass to Logan Lund is complete for 6 yards and a 1st down at the Cleveland 39. 2 minutes to go now. 2 timeouts left for Cleveland. Will we see and have another fantastic finish, as we did the other night with Phoenix? Donaldson completes a pass to Logan for 11 yards. Logan Lund, 1st down at midfield. Cleveland will take its 2nd timeout. Minute 52 to go, opening in the ball game. 1st and 10 from midfield. Donaldson's pass is to complete to Harding for 2 yards, and they'll take their 3rd and final timeout. They have the spike that can help them now, but 2nd and 8 from the St. Louis 48 with a minute 44 to go. Donaldson's pass complete to Jake Avery, out of bounds. Brings up 3rd and 3. On an out-of-bounds play, it takes the minimum amount of time, 8 seconds, so there can be no timeout or ball spike, because it basically say that the previous play took no time, and that's not possible. 3rd and 3 now. Big play. 2 for 13 on 3rd down. Let's see what Cleveland does here. Long pass intended for Barry Wilson is incomplete. Brings up 4th down and 3 from the St. Louis 43. Big decision time. Do they go for it on 4th down? Do they call the fake punt? Let's see if they call the fake punt. They do not, so they will go for it on 4th down. Actually, I think in this case they would try for the fake punt, just because. I'm thinking. Sorry, guys. They're going to go for the fake punt. The punting unit is out. They're going to try and run the fake punt and see what we get. 4th and 3 from the 43. The fake punt. Goldman runs outside, but he's trapped in the backfield. Loss of 11. And he's dropped for a loss of 11. And St. Louis, with 1:04 to go in the game, is going to save the day. And now they just need to kneel twice. That's exactly what they will do. Childers takes a knee on 1st down. He takes a knee on 2nd down. And the ball game is over. Final score for your ball game. The St. Louis Archers 19. The Cleveland Crusaders 13. Cleveland made a comeback attempt, but that last field goal put the game a little bit out of reach. Cleveland might have actually gone for it. I'm still torn about that. We'll never know what the play would have been on 4th and 3, but he lost 11 yards on the fake punt, And that's how Cleveland ends, rolling the dice literally, as they go 2 for 14 on third down. Some numbers to share with you before we go. Cleveland had 26 minutes of possession, 26-32. So kind of surprising they had the ball that much. 11 first downs, 2 of 14 for third down, and 220 yards of net offense. Shane Shepard finished the game 5 of 12 for 43 yards. Bobby Donaldson came in, went 14 for 20 for 132 yards, and that touchdown to Brent Taylor. On the rushing side, that vaunted offense averaging 189 yards a game. The rushing offense held to a mere 65 yards, led by Brian Craig's 12 carries for 32 yards. Rushing leader Brent Taylor, 7 carries for 25 yards. St. Louis just shut them down, as once again St. Louis's vaunted rushing defense does the trick. On the receiving side, Jake Avery caught 7 balls for 70 yards. Logan Lund 6 for 58. St. Louis with 33-28 of possession time. 15 first downs. They were 5 of 17 on third down. 341 net yards. Brett Childers 23 of 36 for just a $173. Roosevelt Franklin 14 carries, 120 yards and a touchdown. Wesley Pierce 13 carries, 51 yards and no scores. And on the receiving end, both Brian Blake and Brett Walker caught 7 balls. Blake for 51 yards, Walker for 57, and John Travis caught 6 for 53. So once again, everybody, our final score here in St. Louis is 19-13. Here's where we stand. St. Louis has now moved into a first-place virtual tie with Cleveland. However, let's take a look at the... I'll quickly update the standings to see where we're at here. Results 13 and 19. Look at the team. Let's see. Actually, St. Louis won both games. So right now, as results stand on the first tiebreaker, and they also hold the second tiebreaker, standings up to the minute, St. Louis is in the lead. All St. Louis needs to do is match Cleveland's result next week. St. Louis travels to Houston, and Cleveland travels to San Diego. Both Houston and San Diego still alive in the Western Division, so there's a lot at stake in that one. If St. Louis wins, they're in. If they lose and Cleveland loses, then Cleveland would win the East. So it's still up in the air. We thought this might be the one where Cleveland clinches it all with their plus 130 point differential, but instead, St. Louis, by virtue of their 2 wins over Cleveland this year, are in first place. As we head to Week 13, at the conclusion of this week's games, this was the second game of Week 12, and we will keep you posted, and we'll have one more game. We'll pick the game of the week depending on playoff implications when we get to Week 13. But again, we thank you all for watching here on the Wide World of Sports, and we say once again, from St. Louis, the final score, the Archers 19, the Cleveland Crusaders 13. For all of us here at the Wide World of Tabletop Sports, we wish each and every one of you good night, good football. We'll see you again soon. So long, everybody.